I think Democrats are shocked at the speed with which Donald Trump has attacked a lot of their, their golden objects of respect and what they've always deified. The culture, their political radicalism, life on college campuses. But look, I think the voters just busted open a big frailty in the Democrat Party, which is that they don't really relate to anyone anymore. They're so far left, as I've said before, they've left America. Watch.
There's no easy path forward for Democrats right now. And while they're in search of a leader, they're also searching for an identity.
The Democrats seem to have no voice, no face, no message. They seem to be almost leaderless.
They are essentially leaderless in a lot of ways. They don't have a strategy on how to fight back against Trump.
Yeah, the media, we don't have a strategy. What are they going to do? Well, it's infighting. Republicans have had their version of this, right, against the old establishment. Maybe they're kind of doing their own version of little mini tea parties. That's what they hope, at least. And they're demanding that Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer kind of move aside. Even Soros-backed groups are trying to kick Chuck to the curb. Now, with that old dinosaur on the chopping block, the Democrats do need some leadership. It's got to be someone. So who can save the party? Wait a second. This can't be right. Wait, there's got to be a mistake in the Joe Biden?
America's favorite stiff is back.
Recognize that smirk anywhere.
But this corpse has a job to do.
Buckle up, Dems, because NBC News is reporting that the Bidens want back in. Yeah, this isn't a joke. Joe privately met with the new DNC chairman, Ken Martin, last month and offered to help as the party struggles, of course, to regain its viability. Because no one, and I mean no one, screams viability like this guy.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Very persuasive. But you wouldn't be just getting Joe back, right? You'd also get his nursemaid.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts.
The oatmeal bowl is right over there, honey. Jill Biden is also, quote, prepared to campaign and raise money for fellow Democrats. In fact, she's finding a new role for herself, soothing those who are unnerved by the tumult in Washington. Now, you got to hand it to the Bidens. They're not liked anymore by either party, but they just refuse to quit. And they also refuse to change. They're the same secretive, shady, political grifters they've always been. Hence why no one covered Biden's first public remarks since leaving office. Yeah, he spoke at the National High School Model UN event. Really? That's how low he's going on the campaign? But it was closed to the press, of course. Now, that the Democrats are even entertaining the idea of showcasing the Bidens again? Man, that just shows us how desperate they really are. Okay, maybe relying on creaky, creepy, sleepy Joe Biden. Try to say that fast. Creaky, creepy, sleepy Joe Biden. For advice? Maybe that's not the smartest path for the Dems. And why rely on only one man when you can get a dynamic duo to lead the way?
We will not allow you to move this country into an oligarchy.
What they call radical, I believe, is common sense.
Meet the left's new power couple. Though separated by almost a half a century in age, they're ideologically like peanut butter and jelly. They go perfectly together. As they rail against the oligarchy, ooh, big word, it's worth asking which party is really controlled by the mega rich and the out-of-touch elite. Joining me now is Batya Ungar-Sargon, journalist and author of Second Class. Batya, you're making a lot of waves on social media for your comments with Bill Maher the other night, which were fabulous. I think I watched it twice. They were absolutely out of this world fabulous. And you're the perfect person to hit on this issue. For the Democrats to rail against the oligarchy, I'm teeing this up for you on a Friday night, girl. Who's for the oligarchy here?
Thank you so much for your kind words and for having me. Look, here is the thing that your viewers have to remember. Every accusation from a Democrat is a confession. The Democrats are now the party of the wealthy. For every billionaire who backed President Trump in the election, Kamala Harris had 2. 75% of donations that came from hedge fund managers went to Democrats. 75% of Silicon Valley donations went to Democrats. 65% of Americans making over $500,000 a year now are Democrats. Wow. Meanwhile, President Trump absolutely crushed with Americans making under $100,000 a year. He has single-handedly taken the GOP and made it the party of the glorious, multiracial American working class, the hardest working Americans. And Laura, if you want to understand why President Trump is doing anything, whether it's controlling the border, imposing tariffs, getting us out of wars that have nothing to do with us, look at the polling with hardworking Americans who make under $100,000 a year. These are the things that absolutely crush with them, whether they're on the left or on the right. This is a unity president with a unity agenda, and that, Laura, is why the Democrats hate him, because they have absolutely nothing with which to fight him.
Batya, again, I want to say your commentary on tariffs the other night with Bill Maher basically stunned him into relative silence. I'm going to repost that on my X account. Batya, thank you. Come back soon. Thank you so much. And President Trump lights up the Dems for continuing to side with illegal alien gang members. Hear from him next.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.